Why does Polish look like that? It's an excellent question, and if you've never seen Polish written out, it might seem kind of intimidating at first glance, but there's a rhyme and reason behind all of it, and in fact it's all part of what makes Polish so special. The first crucial bit of context we're going to need is that Polish is a Slavic language, and those languages as a whole have a few particularities. One of those is a specific sound change called palatalization. That's when your tongue moves closer to your palate, or the roof of your mouth, as you're pronouncing a consonant. And I know that sounds kind of random, so I'll give you an example. Try saying car key. And do you see how when you say car, your tongue is more towards the back of your mouth, but when you say key, it's more towards the front? And well, that's because that K sound was palatalized by that E vowel. Now this process can go even further, and you could have that ki become tsi or chi or something like that. So anyway, in Slavic languages that happened a lot, and then Polish did some of its own palatalization for good measure, and as a result, Polish today has a truly delicious assortment of consonants. And with all those consonants, you need a way to write them down. And while a lot of Slavic languages use the Cyrillic alphabet, Polish uses the Latin alphabet because of Poland's Catholic history. And that's why Polish looks like this. But Polish isn't like English. When you see a word in Polish, you can actually figure out how it's pronounced pretty much instantly. To start us off, all of these are fricative sounds, where the air is sort of hissing out of a narrow channel in your mouth. So you have sa, sha, sha, za, ja, ja. Each of those fricatives also has an affricate equivalent, where you stop the airflow at first and then release it as a fricative. So instead of sa, za, it's tsa, za, etc. W makes a V sound, as in Warsaw or Warszawa, and L with a line through it makes a W sound, as in złoty, the Polish currency. For the record, if you're curious why that is, it's because it historically represented a velarized L sound, ol, which is what you'll hear from a lot of English speakers today, myself included. The cherry on top, though, are Polish's nasal vowels. These aren't exactly the same nasal vowels you might hear in français, for example, because in fact, in certain situations, they're just pronounced like your run-of-the-mill vowel followed by a nasal consonant, as in bonk or zomp. But in other situations, like at the end of words, for example, they're analyzed as diphthongs, or sequences of two vowel sounds, where the first vowel sound isn't nasal, but the second one is. So in a word like chcą, for example, it's not chcą, it's chcą. Finally, this is a ñ sound, this is a sound, and I think that's pretty much it. This is a brief explanation, but I hope it brought you some szczęście. And if you speak Polish, let me know how I did. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about, and miłego dnia.